Hey everyone, welcome back to another Jazz Drum Q-Tip of the week. My name is Quincy Davis. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you are new, let me know who you are, where you're tuning in from in the comments down below. I read all the comments. I would love to hear from you. Of course, I would super love it if you liked and subscribed as well. All right, so this lesson is about drum fills, specifically 10 modern jazz drum fills that I know you will love. I'm going to break them down. I'm going to play through them and talk about them, but they're all based on all of our favorite drummers playing now and also past. Tony Williams, Elvin Jones, Kendrick Scott currently, Brian Blade, Bill Stewart, Marcus Gilmore, Ari Honig, all the great drummers that are playing now and also past drummers, Jack DeJohnette, right? So I'm going to play through these 10 drum fills that I know, as I said before, you are going to absolutely love. So I don't know if you guys are ready. Are you ready? Are you really ready? Are you really, really ready? You are? Then let's go. Pretty slick, right? So as you're gonna find with a lot of these fills, instead of starting on the snare drum, this one starts on the floor tom, and this is really common, as I said, with a lot of these modern drum fills. So start on the floor tom and work our way up the kit, right, or around the kit, but from the other way around. So that's number one, and number two is actually basically the same fill, except we're gonna end it differently. So here's number two. All right, so as I said, this one is it's basically the same fill as number one. It just ends on the bass drum. Now that might not seem like a big deal, but it feels different when you end on the bass drum compared to on the snare drum with a rim shot. And that's a modern sound. Instead of going right, just on the snare drum in the middle, we're playing a rim shot. And that, with the cymbal, has a really cool modern effect that you can hear. You know, Tony definitely used all the time. It was amazing, amazing sound. So, and I tried to notate when to use that. And for the first one, right, that's that sound. But for the second one, right? And also keep in mind, I'm only using one cymbal here, but you can crash the left-hand cymbal as well. So wherever you want to crash is cool. All right, let's move on to number 3. Yeah. All right, so this is one that I first heard the great drummer who's just tearing things up still, Billy Drummond, play. If you've never heard Billy Drummond, if you never heard that name, look him up. He's one of my favorite drummers to listen to, and this is something that I heard him play. And I stole it, as you should as well. All right, this is one that I heard Tony Williams play. And as you can hear, that's number 3, and number 4 is super similar. I wonder who one of Billy Drummond's big influences is. Tony Williams, of course. So this one's really cool. And as I said before, a lot of these fills start on the floor tom instead of starting on the snare drum. That gives a kind of a modern flair, if you will. And I also like how it ends with the snare drum. Therefore, it gives a really kind of sharp, super exciting way to end a fill. Instead of, right? It puts the accent at the back of the phrase as opposed to at the beginning of the phrase, which is nice. So. And one more thing about that, as you can hear, I'm really utilizing that sound, that rim shot sound. If you're not accustomed to doing that, then your sound is always going to sound more traditional, which there's of course nothing wrong with that. But in modern contexts, you're going to want to utilize those sounds. So maybe that's something you have to just practice and get used to, so that you're not always just playing in the center of the drum. You can get that rim shot sound as well. Ah, that was pretty good. Ah. Okay, this is something that you might hear somebody like Tony Williams play. Right? At the end of a phrase, at the end of an 8-bar phrase. Right? You can also substitute the bass drum with the snare drum. You had to play a double with the left hand, but that has a cool effect. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh! All right. Ah. Okay, so this one is solely made up of doubles. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. But we're starting on the floor tom once again. And we're just going to take that sucker around the kit until it ultimately resolves to the crash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's the idea, right? And notice how I'm not trying to swing it so much. It's more legato, straight and legato. Okay. All right, so this is a cool one that involves doubles once again, and it's like a 5-stroke roll, but it ends on the bass drum. So instead of going right, 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 left, left, right, we're going right, right, left, left, bass drum. Right? slow, it sounds like this. And you can move it around. Right? So all of these, you can really kind of experiment and orchestrate differently. You can play with different accents. You can do all kinds of things with these, and you can also discover and come up with your own that are maybe loosely based on some of these, or at least inspired by these. And then you might discover something else that you really like. I love that one. I love that one. And again, you can take that sticking, which is, what's the rudiment? Swiss Army triplet, right? If you don't know what that is, then you got to check out my ultimate rudiment routine. You got to get that. Or just check out any kind of routine book, any kind of rudiment book. But you need to know what a Swiss Army triplet is. And that's all it is, but it's just using the cymbal now. So you can come up with all kinds of, different orchestrations, right? You can come up with all kinds of different orchestrations for this fill, and it'll just kind of open up a whole nother world of kind of creating fills. And it can sound really melodic as well. That's what I love about all these fills. I feel like they're really melodic. So, I don't know, experiment, come up with your own based on the Swiss Army triplet. All right, so this one is based on a really useful and modern grouping, which is 5. Instead of 3 or 4, this is a grouping of 5. And the basic sticking is right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. And that's based in eighth notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. The cool thing is that this one starts, if you start it on beat 2, the way I have it written out, it just kind of works itself out right into the and of 4, which is really convenient. So you're playing 1. You see? But of course, you should practice it starting on different beats. So what if we start on beat 1? How would we resolve that? 1, 2. Right, so that leads right into 1, right? Or we could start on the and of 1. What would that sound like? That's good. That's good. Right, so I would play around with that sticking, starting it in different places. Right, and all of these can be applied to your soloing as well. Right, they're fills as they're written out here, but you can use them and just. And notice how I'm utilizing the rims, those rim shot sounds. That's all based on number 9, that 5-note grouping fill that you can use as a solo as well. So have fun with that one. All right, so I wanted to throw something that could be played at a slower tempo. All of these can be played at a slower or faster tempo. Some of them lend themselves more to faster tempos, and then some of them lend themselves more to slower tempos. I wrote this one out at a slower tempo, but it can also be played at fast tempos using, instead of 16th notes, thinking of those as 8th note triplets as well. So I'll show you what that sounds like at a faster tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, 1. Right? So it's the same phrase, but just played at different tempos. This is one, obviously, you could start on the snare drum, and you should do that as well. But again, there's something about starting fills on the floor tom that makes it sound really different and super melodic. So you can play around with that, but it's based on this sextuplet concept of 4 notes in the hand and then 2 notes in the bass drum. And you can just kind of play around with that for your soloing, but certainly for your fills as well. All right? That's it. Easy stuff. All right, so that is today's lesson. 10 jazz drum fills that I know you're going to love. Play around with them. Come up with your own orchestrations. Let them inspire you to come up with your own fills. And just have fun with them.